here we begin the class for the second topic for the international taxation. DTAA is over, equalization levy is over, and right now we are doing non-resident. 2 questions of 5 and 5 marks and 2 MCQs, or 6 plus 6 marks, 2 questions. That is the weightage of non-resident chapter. It might go on for 2, 3, 4 classes. And one instruction as I start, I may not be able to take class on Monday. I may not be, I don't know. I'm going to get a slot for passport renewal. So for that reason, backup, I'm taking the class tomorrow also. Is Saturday, Sunday enough for you all to study for your Sunday's exam? This Sunday it is very easy exam, might be for 1 hour. That is your appeals revisions and your board of advanced ruling. So all the kind of grievance cell, even your rectification, all the kind of grievances cells what we have completed in the last week, that's what you're going to write exam on this Sunday. Next Sunday you will write DTAA. Okay, right. One experience I want to share today morning at 7 o'clock, I visited BNI. I don't know if how many of you are aware. It's called Business Network India, and my son is a member. He's into business with my husband. So he's a member. He's not in Hyderabad, so I represented. And such a nice outlook. You know, you all should go as a visitor if you know people around you who are the members of BNI. It's not necessary to join BNI, but just go and visit once. How various people are doing business, your whole outlook will change. That too, in what category they are doing business, how they are helping each other, getting referrals for each other, getting business for each other. And it was an awesome meeting of, I think, more than 89 to 90 members and visitors like us. Okay, so a lot of learning, and I met firm of chartered accountants also over there who are members, and they provide all kind of services, GST, and there were some specialist trainers and NRI taxation coaches and all. But one thing I observed, that of course I'm preparing and helping you all to get your degree. Very important thing what I'm saying, if you trust a teacher, take this home and work on it. I am helping you to get your degree. Along with helping you to get your degree ki exam mein itne marks ka hai, ye aise padhna hai. Many times I tell you the practical examples also. Ki okay, practically this is done like this, so that when you go in market, you have a bridge between your practical knowledge and your degree, that is your theoretical knowledge. But all this is accounted for 40%. Remaining 60% is your personal branding. So work on that. Immediately after your exams, work on that, right from your dressing, from your communication, from your eye contact, from the way you meet people. And this all, lot of it is connected with your I always say you all should have a very solid morning routine. It's okay if you do just 15 minutes of yoga or morning walk or pranayam or breathing. You automatically vibrate at a higher rate, and that gives a very broad vision, and the ways are open for you. Do you agree with me? टीचर तो जो बोलते हैं स्टूडेंट को सुनना पड़ता है, बट सिर्फ हाँ में हाँ मत मिलाओ. And make sure right now the target is to work and clear the exam and get the degree. But as soon as your exam is over, until the time you're waiting for result, this is one of the best time to build up your own branding. Learn. No, there are so many teachers available in YouTube and privately who can teach you what will be the best kind of dressing. Okay, why best kind of the way you carry yourself, where you put your purse, how you're going to answer in the interview, how do you communicate, how do you need to take opportunity. Like in your hands, there are 3 people who know the work. Okay, like I have Krishna, Amir and Kasif in my team, and I have to decide kisko kaam dena hai. So if I'm a teacher or a parent, I will say chalo jisko bhi karna hai karo, I will teach you. Who will teach? First, parents. Second, teachers. Bas, full stop. Outside this zone, it is like who knows the work best? No, Krishna, you know it best. No, you do it fast. Followed or not. The one who knows, he will lead. And to know more, you need to enhance your knowledge in all the areas. If you want to make yourself outstanding, earn well, live a proper life, with a nice level, then you need to work a lot on your branding and details. You make a to-do list for yourself. Okay, right? So this is all about my morning experience, and I was remembering you all students. Yesterday in my class, some of the students, they gave presentation, two of them on salary chapter. And I said, ऐसे मत सोचो कि दीप्ति मैम आपकी तरह टीचर थोड़ी बनना है, हम क्यों पढ़ाएं. It's like how you face 70 other students in the classroom. How do you maintain the eye contact? How do you stand? Are you standing on one leg? What is your gesture, posture? All these are very, very important aspects. Agreed or not? If agreed, put me a message. Chalo. And let us now start with non-resident. This is one of my favorite subject. Like today's class is by heart. Without touching the book, I can go for hour, more than an hour, and teach you everything for non-resident. But let me tell you, I have divided this topic, dear students, for you all to score super well in the exam. I have divided this topic into 4 parts. Today, we are talking about residential status of all the SSC. 60% of today's class will be overlapping with your intermaterial. Remaining is, of course, add-on. So just decide the residential status of a person. Ma'am, why do we have to decide the residential status of a person? And do we need to do it every year? All the questions will be answered in today's class. Second part of the class, tomorrow, I'm going to teach you non-residents when they do specified businesses in India. Suppose a non-resident shipping company is there, they just come do shipping business and go. Nahi, books maintain karo, PAN card lo, audit karo, blah blah. They will not do business with India. Simple. Oh, you are a non-resident shipping business, no? How much you have earned in India? This much percentage of this is your income. Pay the tax. Bye bye. So we need to simplify. If we want to do business globally, we need to simplify. That's why I have taught you initially only bar. What is bar? हाँ याद है आपको? Who can go to bar? Non-residents or residents while doing business with the non-resident, they can know how I should tax it. So one area of non-resident we are doing today is decide the residential status, because based on residential status we will decide how much income is going to be taxable. Second aspect is, what did I say? Yeah, special kind of business NRIs are coming and doing in India. Third aspect for this chapter is capital gain, which is like every final exam I've seen a question on this. Ma'am, capital gain ho gaya na, business restructuring mein kiya na, slum sale kiya, liquidation kiya, buyback kiya, sab to kiya. Here, if you are having capital gain from a foreign country, what conversion rate will you take to convert the capital gain? For that, rules are there, and we will calculate a super easy problem, and your scanner is full. This is the third category. Fourth category, which is like more asked, and I've given more than 12 to 15 problems for that. That is your non-resident. If he's having all the income in India from foreign country and TDS is deducted, how it is going to be taxable in India. So this is how we have divided. I have divided into 4 topics. Doesn't mean it will go on for 4 classes. It is your response. If you feel you want to learn it in 4 classes, 5 if you want, no ma'am, we should go a little slower, we'll do it in 5 classes, no problem. Very important this topic is, and please let me tell you, I have met today morning and earlier also, I know people in Hyderabad who are just doing the NRI taxation. You all know NRI का हब है हैदराबाद. तो लाइक हर घर में ऐसे एक दो लोग हैं जो इंडिया के बाहर है and their relatives are in India. So they might have some property, rental, some income in India. And because they are working in USA, they are earning there. How they are going to pay the tax in their home country and in India? They need the help of a technical person. तो जो लोग बोलते हैं ना काम नहीं है, काम बहुत है, आपको you should know where the gap is there in market right now. Okay. So let us begin. Yeah. The weightage for this topic is minimum, bare minimum 10 to 12 marks. Either they will ask you 1 question and MCQs, or they will ask you 2 question and 1 MCQ. But for sure, International taxation with choice, it is 45 marks. Transfer pricing 2 questions, non-resident 1 or 2 questions, DTA 1 question of 6 marks. Okay, plus 2 marks for the MCQ. तो DTA का ही वेटेज 8 है. ये 3 टॉपिक्स मिला के आपका 14. मतलब दो स्टूडेंट्स who clear, they say ma'am we go reverse. When we prepare, we do the international taxation first, complete करके रख लेते हैं कितने मार्क्स तो हमारे फिक्स हो गए. And that's absolutely right, no problem. चलो, now residential status is to be decided for every SSC, individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, company. The reason of deciding the residential status is, if I am a resident and ordinary resident of India, world income, I have to pay tax in India. If I am a non-resident, whatever I earn in income, deemed to accrue, received in income, deemed to receive, bus. That much I'll pay in India. If I am a non-resident, some income is accrued outside, received outside, connection outside, India से कोई लेना देना ही नहीं है. Why I would pay the tax in India? So residential status is the base to decide how you are going to compute the income of a person. Ma'am, shall we decide residential status every year? Answer is yes. I may be resident and ordinary resident in Hyderabad. मैं गई नहीं 365 days India के बाहर. Next day I may be India for only 30 days. पूरा साल में बाहर थी. So it has to be decided for every financial year, and according to that your income is taxable. Residential status has got nothing to do with citizenship. कोई लेना देना नहीं है. You can be citizen of some other country, उससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. ठीक है? Right. Residential status is calculated based on your number of stay in India, number of days you are staying in India, and the day you come to India and the day you leave India, both the days are included. Is this clear to all of you? Right? Yeah. Ma'am, should we stay in India continuously for 181 days or more? No. You can come, go, again come back. But the day you come, the day you go is counted, and that will make it total. Clear? So this is all the base level. Now I'm sharing with all of you the material, and I'll surely clear your doubt for the beneficiary also, as though beneficiary part is there in the residential status, but it has got a relevance here. Okay. Right. So let us see this table. First of all, let us decide what is the residential status of individual. Any doubt in last 15 minutes what I have talked about residential status? किसी को कोई doubt? Some of you may have studied it differently, so if you have a confusion, you can always clarify. No problem. Chalo. If SSC satisfies any one of the conditions for individual, I am checking the residential status for individual. If SSC satisfies any one of the condition, then he is said to be resident. What is that? He is in India in the previous year for 182 days or more. He is in India in the previous year for a period of 182 days or more. Okay? Who? In the previous year. This is the first basic condition. Next is or. Or if not this, then he is in India for a period of 60 days or more during the previous year, and 365 days or more during 4 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Clear to all of you? So either an individual to be resident, he should be in India for a period of 182 days or more. Okay? Or he should be in India for 60 days or more during the previous year. What is your previous year? 20 to 23. Just 60 days or more. And 365 days or more in the 4 PPY. PPY. Preceding previous years. You should be in India for 365. Then you are said to be what? Resident. Clear to all of you? How many of you already remember all this? that in the financial year 20 to 23, if you are in India for 182 days or more, you are said to be a resident, or 60 days or more during the previous year and 365 days or more during 4 preceding previous years. Okay, right. Now, once you satisfy any one of the basic condition, I want all of you to write here basic condition. If you satisfy this basic condition, individual, then individual has to check the additional conditions. What is the additional condition? Additional conditions is always for preceding previous years. PP is not Pani Puri. PP is what? Preceding previous years. Okay. So what are the preceding previous year? 20 to 23 के पहले के years. If SSC satisfies both the conditions, okay, additional conditions, basic condition, any one, that is why or. Additional conditions, both, that is why and. Are you doing this 3D makeup, what I am writing? See, he has been resident in India at least 2 out of 10 previous years preceding the relevant year. इस साल को छोड़ के last 10 years preceding previous 10 years you have been not present in India, resident in India for 2 out of last 10 years, and he has been resident in India for a period of 730 days or more during the 7 preceding previous year. इस साल को छोड़ के last 7 years, 7 preceding previous year, he should be in India. If both the additional conditions are satisfied, then he is said to be what? Resident and ordinary resident. I have given a flow chart also here. Check this. ये देखो, screen पे देखो. Individual, resident, any one of the basic conditions. What is the basic condition? ये रहा. 182 days or more you are in India, or 182 days or more you are in India, or 60 days or more and 365 days or more. So any one of the basic conditions satisfied, you are said to be what? Resident. Okay, right. Now if you are resident and ordinary resident you will be, if you satisfy both the additional condition. Last 10 years, 2 years you have been resident, and last 7 years, 730 days you have been in India. Resident but not ordinary resident. Resident तो है but not ordinary resident when any one or none of the additional conditions are satisfied. Ma'am, basic condition are to satisfied. This year though I was in India for 200 days. But before that I have never come to India. So I am not satisfying additional conditions. Then who am I? R and O are resident but not ordinary resident. And if I am not satisfying any one of the basic conditions, then I am said to be non-resident. And this will decide the taxability. This is not only to be understood, but to be learned also. So I just want all of you to spare 2 minutes and check it again and ask your doubts, if any. I'm here only just 2 seconds. पूछो, कोई भी डाउट है तो पूछो. Nice, clear? रेसिडेंशियल स्टेटस ऑफ HUF AOP BOI अभी हम आगे करेंगे. इंडिविजुअल का हो गया, क्लियर है सबको? Yeah, but I missed it. Before we go, there are certain exceptions to the rule that also I will teach. If one of the basic condition is satisfied, ये देखो, if one of the basic condition is satisfied. Who are you? Resident. Additional, both the conditions are satisfied, resident and ordinary resident. Basic condition is satisfied, additional both conditions are not satisfied or only one is satisfied, तो काम के ही नहीं है, both should be satisfied, then you are resident but not ordinary resident. Basic condition only not satisfied, then you are what? Non-resident. And there's a table method which will help you to decide. Now there are certain exceptions to this rule. Okay, once we complete this concept, we'll be solving some problems also. Exception wherein second basic condition is not relevant. What is that? 60 days he should be in India and 365 days or more during 4 preceding previous year he should be in India. This is not relevant. Second basic condition. Kaha? In following cases, an Indian citizen who leaves India during the previous year for employment purpose. You are an Indian citizen, you are going abroad for employment purpose, 60 days wala is not applicable. You are said to be resident in India only if you are in India for 182 days or more. An Indian citizen who leaves India as a member of crew or ship. Okay? Then 60 days condition is not there. अब यहाँ क्रू और शिप के लिए ना एक एमसीक्यू पूछते हैं एग्जाम में. Crew member, I'm dictating, write down. Crew members stay in India. Crew members stay in India is decided by discharge certificate. Continuous discharge certificate. You write it, I will explain. Continuous discharge certificate. You know, as a member of a cruise ship, the day you board the ship, you need to sign. Continuous discharge certificate is given, wherein you sign in the register that you're boarding a ship. Ship is leaving. The day you come back again and you come out of the ship, you need to sign. So there's a document called as continuous discharge certificate that will give you the certificate how many days the crew member is in India. And listen, crew member, to you second basic condition 60 days wala is not applicable. आज के क्लास में ना you may be feeling कि मैम कितना बार बार रिपीट कर रहे हैं, तो you know there is this big basket to teach you in non-resident, but as a teacher I want you to understand और कुछ चीजें लर्न करके च्यू करा के खिला देंगे आपको. That's what I'm doing, that's why I'm repeating. So if you have a confusion, please ask, unmute and ask. If you are not able to type, absolutely okay कि recording is going on. आपका डाउट है आप पूछो. If it is irrelevant, I'll say we'll discuss after the class. Please ask doubts. Did you all follow this? As a member of a crew, second basic condition is not applicable. Okay? Indian citizen, second basic condition is not applicable, who is leaving India during the previous year. Third one, Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin who normally resides outside India comes on visit to India during the previous year. Okay? So a person of Indian origin or an Indian citizen who resides outside India, हमारे relatives NRI आते हैं ना November, December, January में छुट्टियों में, he came to India for when he will be said to be resident if he is in India for 182 days or more. So in all these three cases, second basic condition 60 days wala and 365 days in the 4 PPYs is not relevant. Okay, additional conditions are clear. अब ना इसमें एक दो important amendment है which I feel they can ask you repeatedly. First, I want to talk about deemed residence. Star market, very important. And इसके ऊपर ना they can ask you write a short note करके. they can ask you to write a short note. Ma'am, what is this concept of deemed resident? Beautiful concept it is. Deemed matlab what? Assumed resident. Listen, 5 points you write and you get 5 marks, and they can ask you in MCQs also. Deemed resident means we assume you are a resident. When we will do section 6, clause 1, capital A. Generally, I don't emphasize on sections, but this being latest amendment and important, and if you can remember. Now see, a person is having more than 15 lakhs income in India, and he is not paying tax in any other countries in the world. Then we are saying, एक कहावत होती है ना, जिसका कोई नहीं है उसका खुदा है, ऐसे बोलते हैं ना. तो आप कोई कंट्री में टैक्स पे नहीं कर रहे हैं ना, and you are earning more than 15 lakhs in India, then we assume you are a deemed resident. आ जाओ, pay tax in India. But in this case, you will always be resident, but not ordinary resident. For deemed resident, we will not check the additional conditions of 2 out of 10 PPYs and 730 days, last 7, वो check नहीं करेंगे. हो गया. फिर से एक बार, an individual who is there for India कितने भी दिन, इसमें days important ही नहीं है, 60 days, 180 days, forget it. A person who is earning income from India, total income, not gross total, after deduction, total income above 15 lakhs. 15 lakhs के ऊपर मतलब आप 30% slab में आ गए इंडिया में, and you are not paying tax in any other country in the world. Nowhere you are assessed to tax. You may be resident and ordinary resident of Switzerland, Spain, कहीं भी, but आप tax तो कहीं पे नहीं कर रहे हो, और इंडिया में आप 15 लाख से ऊपर कमा रहे. So we will deem you are resident and pay the tax here. Followed? But stop. What they can ask you for the deemed resident is, deemed resident is always going to be resident and not ordinary resident. So don't check the additional conditions. Let us see. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. I shared another one. An individual being Indian citizen, not Indian origin. You all know who is said to be Indian origin, whose father, grandparents have been born in undivided India. So they are said to be, इसमें Indian origin नहीं है, सिर्फ Indian citizen. Having total income other than income from foreign sources exceeding 15 lakhs. Indirectly घुमा के दिया, other than foreign sources means 15 lakhs TI in India. लिख लो. 15 lakhs during the previous year would be deemed to be resident in India. He is not liable to pay tax in any other country or territory by reason of his domicile or residence. However, this provision will not apply in case of individual who is a resident of India in the previous year. This provision will not apply in case of individual who is resident in the previous year 6-1. अगर routine में, routine conditions में you are a resident, basic and all, then don't apply this. Deemed resident मतलब आप इंडिया में 10 दिन आए हैं, कुछ भी, number of days is not important. So you are not a resident as per your routine basic conditions, and you're not paying tax in any other country, and you are earning more than 15 lakhs, then you are deemed to be resident, but not ordinary resident. No need to check additional conditions. Here I want to take a pause. One more amendment is there. I'm going to that, but you ask me until now if you have any doubt. पूछो. सबके पास मटेरियल है, सब लोग मार्किंग कर रहे हैं मटेरियल में. Give some response, or clear or not until now. Flowchart and everywhere, and all of you should respond. And I have been always saying, this like I'm teaching theory. Preferably if you can watch it through your laptops, it would be very helpful. All right. Thank you so much that it is all clear and you should score super well in this topic. Chalo now. So cases where this second basic condition is not applicable. एक तो Indian citizen who leaves India for employment, or you go as a member of crew, or Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin who normally resides outside and comes on visit to India. तो अब देखो क्या है इसके लिए. Indian citizen or person of Indian origin who visits India and he is in India for less than 120 days. He is non-resident. He is in India for less than 120 days. तो वो non-resident है. मैम ये किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? Person of Indian origin who stays abroad comes to visit India. यहाँ पे लिख दो second basic condition not applicable. Second basic condition not applicable. If he satisfied both, that is 120 days or more he is in India, okay, and he has stayed in India for 365 days or more in the 4 preceding year. मैम लेकिन यहाँ तो 60 days है second, तो instead of 60 क्या हो जाएगा 120 days. किसके लिए? A person of Indian origin who is abroad but who is coming to India. So 120 days to 181 days he is in India. Last 4 years, 365 days he is in India. And his total income in India is more than 15 lakhs. Then he is said to be what? Resident. यहाँ लिखा नहीं है मैंने, लिख दो resident but not ordinary resident. Resident but not ordinary resident. And if you are in India for 182 days or more, तो कोई problem ही नहीं है. Then he is said to be resident. And for ordinary, satisfy the additional conditions. ये वाला तो सबको मालूम है. See, second basic condition में 60 days you have to be in India. Second basic condition. And 365 days or more in the 4 preceding years. But suppose if you have earned in India more than 15 lakhs, then in second basic condition, instead of 60 days, how much it will become? 120 days in the previous year. And in the 4 preceding years, how much? 365 days. Are you confused? You want example or is this clear to all of you? पूछो. डाउट है तो भी पूछो, क्लियर है तो भी बोलो. ये देखो, first basic condition. What is the first basic condition? 182 days or more, greater than equal to 182 days, you are in India, then you are said to be resident. अभी second condition की बात आ रही है. 60 days वाला तो वो not applicable है 3 cases में. Gone out for employment. If a person has gone out of the country for employment, ये condition applicable नहीं है. Or as a member of crew if you are working. Crew मतलब ship के member हैं, तो आपको ये condition applicable नहीं है. और third case में है you are Indian citizen staying abroad. Indian citizen staying abroad. coming to visit India. Indian citizen staying abroad coming to visit India. Okay? अभी देखो इसके लिए क्या है. Less than 120 days, non-resident. More than 120 days and less than 182 days, resident and ordinary resident. पर इसमें और है, एक तो 120 days या 182 days, इन दोनों के बीच में you are in India. इंडिया में total income is in India greater than 15 lakhs. बाहर कितना कमा रहे हो मतलब नहीं है, इंडिया में कितना अर्न कर रहे हो, 15 लाख से ज्यादा. और थर्ड कंडीशन क्या है आपका कि 365 days in the 4 PPYs you are in India. Are you all getting now? Previous year 120 days to 182 days के बीच में आप इंडिया में. Who are you? Citizen of India or Indian origin who is staying abroad coming to visit to India. Frankly, second condition is not applicable for you. हाँ, one case second condition is applicable. 120 days और 181 days के बीच में you are in India. इंडिया में टोटल इनकम 15 लाख के ऊपर है and last 4 years 365 days or more you are in India. Ma'am, I am in India. Now my question to you all. I am in India for 150 days, but my total income in India is 10 lakhs. What am I? I want the answer from you all. ये तो resident हो गया, resident but not ordinary resident. Don't check additional conditions in these cases. Very quick and smart answer. Very, very good. Very good. Very good, Amir. Non-resident. Why? 150 days you are in India, but your total income is only 10 lakhs. Now, next example I am giving. Your total income is 18 lakhs and you are in India for 72 days. अब आप क्या होगे? Quick. Who is answering first? 72 days you are in India. You are of Indian origin, abroad you have come to visit India, 72 days हो गए हैं, 18 लाख रुपए आपका टोटल इनकम है. बोलो. Same, non-resident. Yes, non-resident. Okay, very good. I'm writing it this side. Suppose your total income is 16.5 lakhs and you are staying in India for 165 days. And the 4 years, preceding 4 years, you are in India for 400 days. PP wise, 4 preceding years, 400 days. इस साल 165 days और 16.5 लाख आपकी इनकम है. आप क्या हो जाओगे? Yes, yes, resident but not ordinary resident. Thank you so much. Put me a message. The last batch students, they had given me a message. और नॉन रेसिडेंट में मैं कल आपको एक क्वेश्चन कराऊंगी. दैट इज माय गेस वर्क कि अपकमिंग एग्जाम दे कैन आस्क यू फॉर 8 मार्क्स. तो ये अगर ऐसे क्वेश्चन आए तो कर सकोगे. Anyone in the class who has not followed, others those who are not answering, might be you're not using the chat box, but did you all follow? Or any other example in your mind you ask, ma'am ऐसा लिए तो, and I will answer. ठीक है? So I'm closing the concept of residential status of individual. Now, residential status of HUF, AOP, BOI, partnership firm, LLP. Very simple. Residential status of Hindu undivided family, AOP, BOI, partnership firm, LLP. That depends upon the heads and brains, I call it. Heads and brains. Control and management wholly or partially in India. अगर HUF का बिजनेस आधा इंडिया से आधा बाहर कंट्रोल हो रहा है, partnership 2 partners are in India, 2 outside. So control and management is wholly or partially in India. Then you are said to be what? Resident. You मतलब कौन? HUF, AOP and all. Control and management wholly outside India. Then you are said to be what? Non-resident. Okay, ma'am, after the basic conditions, shall we check the additional conditions? Additional conditions are to be checked for Karta in case of HUF. I want to repeat. यहाँ कहीं ऐसे लिख के रखो additional conditions. Additional conditions. जो थे ना वो 10 out of 2 years, I mean say 2 out of 10 years he should be resident, 730 days. Additional conditions are applicable only for individual and HUF. Additional conditions are applicable only for individual and HUF. So HUF के लिए who will satisfy the additional conditions? Ma'am, 2 years out of the last 10 years he's being resident, and last 7 years more than 730 days he's a resident. Who will satisfy? Both the additional conditions are to be satisfied by Karta. Then he's said to be resident and ordinary resident. One additional condition satisfied or none, HUF is said to be resident but not ordinary resident. Ma'am, इनके लिए additional conditions are not applicable for AOP, BOI, partnership firm, LLP. इनके लिए क्या है? कंट्रोल एंड मैनेजमेंट, दिमाग जहां से डिसीजन मेकिंग, वर्किंग कंट्रोल हो रहा है बिजनेस का, इज दैट होली और पार्शियली इन इंडिया? रेसिडेंट. होली आउटसाइड इंडिया, देन non-resident. Clear? And now residential status of this one I've already covered, no? Acha, related to that I had given some questions also. I'll do. आ जाओ, यहाँ पे एक टेबल है. HUF. Management is wholly or partially situated in India, then it is said to be resident. Yes, and additional conditions who will satisfy? Karta. Company. Indian companies always resident because it is registered under Companies Act 2013 in India. So Indian companies always resident. Other company, the place of effective management, we will call it POEM. Today, tomorrow, we will call this POEM. The place of effective management is in India. Okay? मतलब फॉरेन कंपनी अगर उनका पोयम इंडिया में है तो फॉरेन कंपनी इज रेसिडेंट. फॉरेन कंपनी इफ योर पोयम इज अब्रॉड देन नॉन रेसिडेंट. मैम अब पोयम कैसे डिसाइड होगा? देयर आर एडिशनल कंडीशंस. फर्म AOP, BOI, management is wholly or partially situated resident, and additional conditions are not applicable. Is this first page completely clear? Then when I solve the problem, you should be able to do it. फ्लो चार्ट्स भी देख लो पूरे. चलो ये एक बार पढ़ो वो 120 days वाला, and some examples are there which are being asked. We can discuss them now. Just 2 minutes break, no, and I'll be back. आप भी ले लो break होना है. Please keep your notebooks open. So preferably we can write it properly and do it in notebooks. And one thing, if they ask you a question like this for the residential status, at least very brief in 2 minutes, but you have to write the conditions. Conditions आपको लिखना पड़ेगा. Exception to rule where second basic condition is not applicable. Person leaving India for employment, person leaving India as a member of crew, days are counted as per continuous discharge certificate. Person of Indian origin staying abroad coming to visit India, less than 120 days, non-resident. 120 to 181 days if the total income exceeds 15 lakhs. 365 days or more in India and resident but not ordinary resident. More than 181 days है तो वैसे ही resident हो जाएगा. समझ में आ रहा है आप सबको? Right, देखो. Let us solve this question together. Mr. Beans is Indian citizen working in Canada. So he is of Indian origin, working abroad. He visited India for 21, 22 and 22, 23, 165 days. In the current year, 165 days. And the preceding 4 years, we have to check how many days he is in India. Yeah, right. His total income from salary, because he is working in Canada, 25 lakhs. Property income in Canada, 2 lakhs. Okay. Now, you have to determine his residential status for assessment year 20 to 23 and 23, 24. Okay. Let us do it for 23, 24, current year. In 20 to 23, what is his income in India? Income from business in Canada, controlled from India. So this is income from India, 18 lakhs. And repayment of housing loan, you get deduction in ATC, though it is 260. How much deduction is allowed? 150. So how much is his income in India? 16.5 lakhs. Now, in the previous year, he is there for 165 days. Preceding 4 years, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21 and 21, 22. कितने दिन है वो दिया है. So if all the three conditions are satisfied, he will be said to be resident, but not ordinary resident. So let us do this sum in notebook. इसको notebook में करते हैं. आ जाओ. Problem number 1. Problem number 1 we are doing in the notebook. Residential status of Mr. Beans. First condition. Previous year 22-23. 22-23, that is our running year. How many days he is in India? 165 days. Second, what is his total income in India? Total income in India. Business in Canada, controlled from India. Business in Canada, controlled from India. कितना है? 18 lakhs minus repayment of housing loan. How much is the repayment of housing loan? 2.60 lakhs under section 80C. Allowed till 80C में repayment of housing loan, PPF, LIC सब deduction मिलता है 1.5 lakh. So what is your total income? 16.5 lakh. 16.5 lakhs is your total income. है ना? Okay. And you are in India for more than 120 days, less than 181 days. And your total income in India is abroad कितना कमाए पता नहीं, India में जो कमाए उस पे tax दो. And third condition is in 4 PPYs preceding previous year. How many days you were in India? 18, 19. You can copy the figures. 18, 19, 120 days. 19 and 20, 100 days. 20 and 21, 155 days. Oh, sorry, one more year. 21 and 22. 157 days. Total करो कितना आ रहा है? Do the total faster than me. How many days you are in India? 5 marks question they can ask you. So very nice advanced level question for amendment. 120 plus 100. How much you all are getting? 532 days. 532 days. Are all the three conditions satisfied? During the previous year, he is in India for 165 days. So 120 से ज़्यादा होना, 165 से कम होना. In India, you have earned 16.5 lakhs. And in the last 4 years, you are staying in India for 532 days. Clear or not? Then you are said to be resident, but not ordinary resident. Mr. Beans is satisfying second basic condition. Second basic condition में फिर 3 bit है. Year of Indian origin and staying abroad. You have come to visit India. Are you in India for more than 120 days? Yes. Last 4 years, are you in India for 365 days or more? Yes. Total income greater than 16.5 lakhs? Yes. So Mr. Beans is satisfying second basic condition. Hence, he is resident but not ordinary resident. Resident but not ordinary. Ma'am, additional conditions, इसके लिए additional conditions you don't have to check. I want some clarity from all of you. Did you get the answer and did you follow the way I am calculating? And you have to write in exam. You can't write one line answer for 5 marks. Ma'am, but can they ask this in MCQ? Yes. Then you do mentally. हाँ, total income हो गया, ये हो गया, और tick कर दो answer और one line में आप लिख लो, whatever. Okay? चलो. Thank you so much for the message that you all are following. Good. Let us do now problem number 2. That is still nice. And read it now once, preferably if you can do it on your own. हाँ? एक बार पढ़ के देखो. Mr. Tarak is an Indian citizen. Currently, he is in employment into Rangoon. During the year, he visited India only for 41 days. 41 days. Okay. During 20 to 23, he is not taxable in Rangoon or any other country. Determine his residential status if total income other than the foreign company. Determine his residential status for 23-24 if total income other than the foreign sources is 45 lakh. Total income other than foreign sources means total income in India. कितना है? 25 lakhs. अब बोल. I want the answer from you all, dear students. Don't expect कि मैम करेंगे और हम कॉपी करेंगे. नहीं, अभी आप बोलो. तारक को आप हेल्प करो. मिस्टर बीन्स को हमने हेल्प की, तारक को आप हेल्प करो. First one, he's said to be deemed resident. Very smart and very correct answer. Yes. He is in India only for 41 days. He's not even satisfying first or second basic condition. But he's satisfying none of the basic condition. He is not paying tax anywhere in the world. Okay. And in India, he is earning above 15 lakhs. So can we say he's a deemed resident? Correct? And second case, what is the answer? He is a non-resident. Non-resident, क्योंकि एक भी basic condition satisfy नहीं हो रही है ना. और इंडिया में इनकम भी 15 लाख से कम है, तो वैसे भी डीम्ड रेसिडेंट में आल्सो ही इज नॉट कमिंग. इज द आंसर सिंपल? ऑफ कोर्स आई एम मेकिंग यू राइट डियर स्टूडेंट्स. हम बिल्कुल इसको नोटबुक में करेंगे और एक चीज और मिस हो गई, हमने 23 24 किया, इसके लिए 22 23 भी करना था ना. That also I missed out. I'll make you right. Okay. Right now what we will do is leave at least 5-6 lines for that वो उसका option 2. Problem 2 करते हैं. Problem 2. Yeah. Mr. Tarak is deemed resident under section 6, excuse me, 61A, excuse me, as he is satisfying all conditions for deemed resident as follows. He's satisfying all the conditions for deemed resident as follows. Number 1. Number 1. He is not satisfying any of basic condition, है ना? He is not satisfying any of the basic condition. वो 60 days और 181 days नहीं आ रहे हैं. Second, his TI, total income in India. इंडिया में उसका इनकम कितना है, कितना बताया हमने? 25 lakhs. That is greater than 15 lakhs. Third, he is not paying tax in any other country. कोई और कंट्री में is not paying tax. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? He is not paying tax in any other country. India, he has earned 25 lakhs and he is not satisfying routine basic conditions. But he is satisfying then he is said to be deemed resident, and always deemed resident are always resident but not ordinary resident. Resident but not ordinary resident. अच्छा है, क्लियर है? Second option. Oh, sorry, I missed. This is problem number 2, case 1, or we can call it as A bit and B bit. Case 1. Now case 2. If his total income is only 10 lakhs. He is in India. Number of days stay is only 41 days. Okay. Now, he is not satisfying any of basic condition. He is not satisfying any of basic condition. Hence, he is non-resident. बात खत्म. इंडिया में कितने दिन है? तो 41 डेज है. और इंडिया में 15 लाख के ऊपर अर्न भी नहीं किए, बाहर टैक्स पे किए या नहीं वो भी नहीं मालूम, छोड़ दो. then he is non-resident. But even if you are in India only for 41 days, but if you have earned more than 15 lakhs in India and abroad, you have not paying tax in any other countries, then you are said to be deemed resident. Am I very clear about this problem? I want message from all of you. प्रॉब्लम नंबर 2 क्लियर है या नहीं? तो फिर वापस जाएंगे प्रॉब्लम नंबर 1 में. हमने फर्स्ट बिट सॉल्व किया and we calculated residential status for previous year 22-23. They have asked you the residential status for previous year 21-22. 21-22. Number of days in India. You will need lot of practice on, dear students. I know I'm like teaching very from the scratch level because I feel many students when they take final coaching because of job and all, they have lost touch of the inter subjects. तो इसको वापस से करो. If you want, watch this video, watch revision video again to have a very good grip. ठीक है ना? अब देखो नंबर ऑफ डेज इंडिया में कितने हैं 21-22 में 157 days. टोटल इनकम इन इंडिया नहीं दिया है. लास्ट ईयर की कोई टोटल इनकम तो नहीं है. बट सेकेंड बेसिक कंडीशन हो सकती है सेटिस्फाई. ही इज इन इंडिया फॉर 60 days or more. आर यू गेटिंग? सेकेंड बेसिक कंडीशन आई एम चेकिंग. टोटल इनकम इंडिया में 15 लाख के ऊपर है, वो सब तो स्कोप ही नहीं है. ही इज इन इंडिया फॉर 157 days. टोटल इनकम इन इंडिया नॉट गिवन, तो वो तो है नहीं. And preceding previous years 4, he should be in India for 365 days or more. तो कितने साल है देखो 18, 19, 19, 20, 20 और 21. लास्ट के 3 years. मैम 4 year लेना है लेकिन उसके पहले के ईयर 17, 18 की डिटेल वी आर नॉट हैविंग, so we will take last 3 years. And last 3 years, how many days he is in India? 375 days. He is not satisfying the second basic condition. See, he is in India for 157 days. तो 182 days वाले का तो बात ही नहीं है. But when you are in India for 60 days or more, you have to be in India for 365 days or more in the preceding 4 years. You are not satisfying the condition. Then he is non-resident as none of basic condition satisfied. Take your time, take 2 minutes and check these two quality good problems and ask if you have any doubt. Okay, can I go to more problems for HUF and all? Little faster we'll go because now it is like a revision for all of you. जो इंटर में किए हैं वही हम कर रहे हैं. Yeah. See, there are more conditions given after this for company. This I will be doing it tomorrow. कंपनी का कल करेंगे, बहुत अच्छे से करेंगे because कंपनी के ये जो प्रॉब्लम है ना, this is my guessing. They can ask you this problem for 8 to 10 marks. Fourth problem is there for companies. Which case you are talking? Case? Yeah. If you are in India for say previous year 2122. You are in India for 157 days. And preceding 4 years, if you are in India for 365 days and more, then of course you are resident and ordinary resident. Chalo. Now, once you know the residential status, dear students, you will decide the taxability. Now here, wherever I have written yes means taxable, where I have written no means not taxable. Now, income received in India, whether accrued in India or elsewhere. आप वर्ल्ड में कहीं पे भी अर्न करो, but if that income is straight received in India, there's a difference, dear students, between income received in India and remittance. Remittance in India are not taxable. ये लिख के रखो. Remittance in India are not taxable. Suppose my father is a doctor in USA. He is earning in a hospital in USA, and from there he's sending the money to home for meeting our household requirement education of the children. तो क्या ये इनकम फिर से इंडिया में टैक्स होगी? नो, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट रिसीव्ड इन इंडिया, दिस इज रेमिटेड. मीन्स द डॉक्टर हैज रिसीव्ड द इनकम इन यूएसए, later on he remitted in India. Are you all with me? So remittance are not taxable, but here I am talking income received in India is taxable for all resident and ordinary resident. This is very helpful table for calculating the total income if they ask you. जनरली ये लेवल की प्रॉब्लम याद है आपको, इंटर में बहुत किए थे आपने. तो ऐसे तो नहीं पूछते कि 3 कॉलम बनाओ टैक्सेबिलिटी करो. दे विल नॉट आस्क इन फाइनल because they have so much to ask in the non-resident, but in case if they ask, you should know. ठीक है? So what is income received in India? Income received in India, is it taxable for all? Yes, because it is received in India. Income deemed to be received, like TDS. I have received in India 1 lakh, but TDS card ke I have received only 90,000. So though TDS I have not received, but it is deemed to be received now. It's like I'm giving you 1 lakh rupees, then I'm taking 10,000 and giving to government and giving you 90,000. Is TDS deemed to be received income always? Yes. That's why grossing up we do and we tax it. Income deemed to be received in India and income received is taxable for all. Income accruing in India, whether received in India or elsewhere. Beautiful. Income India में accrue हो रही है. Seller कौन है? USA का. Buyer कौन है? श्रीलंका का. Property कहाँ है? मुंबई में. Do they have to pay capital gain in India? Yes. Seller who is selling, where he is? USA. Where is the buyer? Sri Lanka. But where is the property? Mumbai in India. So is this income accruing in India? Yes. Income might be received in Sri Lanka or USA. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Followed? So this is how income is accruing in India. Okay. One non-resident paying royalty to another non-resident. मैं आपको example बता रही हूँ. But one non-resident is paying royalty to another non-resident, but that second non-resident is getting that royalty for his project in India. तो income कहाँ accrue हो रही है royalty की? India में. तो resident. Income accruing in India, yes, it's taxable for all. Income deemed to accrue or arise in India. Okay? Deemed to arise के लिए भी और examples हैं आपका PF और वो. Right. ये रहे इनकम डीम टू अक्रू इंडिया में, बिजनेस कनेक्शन है एंड ऑल दैट. ठीक है? राइट. चलो फिर से एक बार. विच इनकम इज टैक्सेबल फॉर ऑल? इनकम रिसीव्ड इन इंडिया, डीम टू बी रिसीव्ड. income accrued, deemed to accrue, these incomes are taxable for all. Now, income received outside India, controlled outside, accrued outside India, but business is controlled from India. Yes, yes, no. Is this clear to all of you? Income received कहाँ है? इंडिया में. Accrued कहाँ है? इंडिया में. लेकिन कंट्रोल कहाँ से हो रहा है? Sorry, really, one second. Sorry. Income is received outside India, accrued outside India. लेकिन दिमाग कहाँ से चल रहा है? कंट्रोल कहाँ से हो रहा है? इंडिया में. तो who will pay the tax? Resident and ordinary resident, resident but not ordinary. Non-resident will not pay the tax. Non-resident will pay the tax. Yes, finish. No. Yes, matlab received in India, deemed to be received. Accrued in India, deemed to accrue. Now, income earned outside India, received outside India, business controlled outside India, sub outside India. Yes, no. फिर भी, if you are a resident and ordinary resident, you have to pay the tax in India. Are you all with me? समझ में आ रहा है? So now, अभी मैंने left to right पढ़ा. Now I am reading vertically. Can I conclude whoever is resident and ordinary resident will pay tax on the world income in India, received in India, deemed to received, accrued in India, deemed to accrue, business connection in India, nothing to do with India still, because you are resident and ordinary resident. Non-resident will pay the tax here, and this one is exception. Resident but not ordinary resident will have to pay the tax on income received outside India, accrued outside India, but business is controlled from India. Okay? Right. Now, what is income deemed to be received in India? TDS and RPF and all. Investments. आपके घर में कुछ भी, हाँ, आपके घर में करोड़ रुपए मिले तो डीम की आपकी इनकम है. Can you say मुझे नहीं मालूम किधर से आया? No, it's yours. Jewelry recovered, property papers, whatever is recovered and rate, that belongs to you. And suppose your income is 100. Dear students, I'm giving you very nice example. I am deducting PF. If you want, also write down. GS, your gross salary is 100. I'm deducting Provident Fund 12 and putting in the PF account, and I'm giving you 88. For you, what is your salary? 88 or 100? 100. 88 you have received, but 12, instead of giving to you, I have put it in your PF account. Is it deemed to be received in India? मिला ना आपको यहीं पे, पर आपको हाथ में नहीं दिया, मैंने आपके PF अकाउंट में डाल दिया. And what is my expense? I'm giving you a check of 88 and I'm putting 12 rupees in your PF only. So my expenditure is 100. Your income is 100. Okay. So these are examples. I just want all of you to write here, read. You should read and you should know. अभी हम जो कर रहे हैं, coming 10 minutes, they are base building for commenting questions, but read. What is deemed to accrue? मतलब इंडिया तो accrue इधर ही हुई है, where you have a business connection. Business connection थोड़ा सा detail we will talk. Income from property, asset or source of income situated in India. आपको बोला ना बायर सेलर इंडिया से बाहर है, लेकिन प्रॉपर्टी कहाँ है? इंडिया में. तो सोर्स ऑफ इनकम क्या होगा? इंडिया में. Income from transfer of capital asset in India. And all this little I'll talk and then the gist will be clear. In any income which falls under salary, if it is earned in India and services are rendered in India. अगर इंडिया से आपको सैलरी पे हो रही है तो फिर क्या होगा? It is accruing in India. But can we say, dear students, that I am working with TCS and I am getting salary in India, but for TCS project last 2 years I have been in Switzerland. Still, when am I getting salary? TCS Mumbai account. And I am working where? With TCS in India. तो income कहाँ से generate हो रही है? इंडिया से, तो टैक्सेबल कहाँ होगा? इंडिया में. सैलरी पेएबल बाय गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया पेइंग यू सैलरी. मैम बट मैं तो ना वो एक था टाइगर सलमान खान हूँ. मैं तो लास्ट 3 साल से कजाकिस्तान में हूँ, इंडियन एम्बेसी में काम कर रहा हूँ. बट आपकी सैलरी वेयर फ्रॉम इट इज कमिंग? गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. व्हेन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज गिविंग सैलरी एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड, you are said to be receiving it in India and it is taxable in India. But you know, allowances given by government of India perquisites outside India, they are exempt. Dividend paid by Indian company. Indian company might pay dividend to so many NRIs outside India, but dividend कहाँ से declare हुआ है? India से. AGM कहाँ होगी? जहां उनकी corporate office है India. तो डिविडेंड इनकम अक्रू कहां से होगा? इंडिया में. इंटरेस्ट इज पेएबल आउटसाइड इंडिया, बट इफ द मनी इज बोरोड एंड यूज्ड फॉर प्रोफेशन इन इंडिया. दिस यू कैन सिंप्लीफाई एंड राइट एग्जाम्पल. लोन टेकन फ्रॉम एनआरआई. मैंने कोई नॉन रेसिडेंट से लोन लिया एंड आई एम यूजिंग दैट मनी इन इंडिया. Loan I have taken and I am using. Interest I may be paying to NRI in his home country. समझ में आ रहा है? बट लोन कहाँ से लिया और यूज कहाँ किए पैसे? इंडिया में. तो वेयर इट विल अक्रू? इंडिया. दिस अक्रूड इनकम हैज गॉट सुपर्ब लॉजिक्स. रॉयल्टी पेएबल आउटसाइड इंडिया if services are used in India. Royalties payable outside India. मैंने कोई एनआरआई को रॉयल्टी दिया, but you remember I gave you once example that I have paid royalty to a foreign company. This statue of Buddha which is there in the middle of the Tangment, it is made from a single stone. This is actual case. When I was doing my finals in 1999, custom का case law है ये, excise custom था तब. तो ना ये स्टैच्यू सिंक हो गया पानी में. Now you have to lift this statue and erect again on that pillar. They have made it in the middle of the Tangment. So for this I call technical team from foreign country. Where did they give the royalty service? In India. Where did that I paid them royalty? Maybe सीधा उनके US account में डॉलर में पे किया. But have they rendered the service in India? Yes. Is this royalty taxable in India? Yes. Fees for technical services payable outside India if services are rendered in India. An income arising outside India being any sum paid without consideration by resident where aggregate exceeds 50,000. Write down over here, gift, income from other sources. Are you getting above 50,000 from any non-resident and foreign company and all in cash and in kind? Yes. Then it is a gift which is accrued in India. Okay. Is business connection taxable in India? Yes. But business connection has certain examples. Are you all following what I'm reading? What I'm reading last 10-15 minutes and more 10 minutes. Based on this, some questions they can frame and give. Type of those questions even I have considered in my material. अभी हम पीछे करेंगे. चलो. Next one now. I said if you have business connection, yeah, write down over here. Taxable in India. अगर आपका business connection है, just 1 minute, dear students, read. I hope this is not overdose. You all have done it in inter, and are you able to grasp what I've taught in today's topic? Huh? जहां लग रहा कि मैम बस है आज के लिए. That's why I didn't discuss the residential status of company, क्योंकि कंपनी के लिए ABOI और उनके बोर्ड मीटिंग very beautiful discussion कल करेंगे. चलो. Now if you have a business connection, I want all of you to write here. It's taxable in India. Yes. How? Business connection includes any business activity carried out through a person who who is acting on behalf of non-resident. On behalf of non-resident, if you are having business connection in India, you have to pay tax. But listen, on behalf of non-resident, you are doing business, but you yourself are agent who is having अलग आइडेंटिटी, और आप मुंबई में ही रहते हो, आप एजेंट हैं, एंड आप 50 एनआरआई के लिए काम करते हो, and you are paying tax on your own income. So do you have to pay the tax for NRI also? No. This is like a very debatable topic. Let us discuss. Business connection includes any business activity carried out through a person who is acting on behalf of non-resident, has and habitually exercised in India, and authority to conclude contract on behalf of non-resident unless his activities are limited to purchase of goods. थोड़ा language tricky है, but ध्यान से मैं आपको लिखा रही हूँ, आप लिखो और करो. देखो, business connection includes that you are acting on behalf of the non-resident. Okay? Unless his activities are limited to purchase of goods. Non-resident is just coming to India, purchasing our handicrafts, antiques, and taking it in his home country and selling. Can we say this you have earned in India? No. It's just a purchase of goods. Okay? No business connection. I'm writing no BC. Or he has such authority but habitually maintains in India stock of goods from which he regularly delivers the goods. अगर इंडिया में स्टॉक है तो फिर क्या होगा? बिजनेस कनेक्शन, और वो क्या हो जाएगा? टैक्सेबल. लास्ट, habitually secures order for the non-resident, and for that non-resident and other non-resident, subject to same common control. So if you are an agent who are securing orders for non-resident, and non-resident is getting business from India, is that business income taxable for non-resident in India? Yes, it is taxable. Ma'am, then what is not taxable? If you are just purchasing the goods in India. Chalo. Business connection will not include business activity carried on through broker, commission agent, and all. NRI is doing business in India through agent, and that agent is doing for many people. An agent अपनी income पे tax भरा है. Is agent liable to pay tax on behalf of NRI also? Answer is no. Indian and foreign operations. In case of business of which all operations are not carried out in India, only such part of income shall be deemed to accrue or rise in India as is attributable to operations in India. जो इंडिया में हो रहा है काम, उस पे टैक्स लगेगा. इनकम अट्रीब्यूटेबल टू ऑपरेशन इन इंडिया इंक्लूड, ये कल हमने इक्वलाइजेशन लेवी में किया था ना, इनकम फ्रॉम एडवर्टाइजमेंट टारगेटिंग कस्टमर्स थ्रू आईपी एड्रेस इन इंडिया, सेल ऑफ डेटा कलेक्टेड फ्रॉम इंडिया, और सेल ऑफ गुड्स और सर्विसेज यूजिंग डेटा कलेक्टेड. तो अगर इंडिया में आप एडवर्टाइजमेंट करते हो या कोई डेटा कलेक्ट करते हो या इंडिया में सेल ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विस करते हो, it is said to be business connection and you have to pay the tax in India. Okay? Cases where you don't have to pay the tax in India, one is purchase of goods. Only just you come and purchase goods and go? No. Collection of news and views. You know, we allow BBC to come to India, do the shooting in the Jim Corbett Park, make a reel and go. No, not taxable. Shooting of cinematography film in India. See, do you all know so many Bollywood movies are made in foreign countries? Shooting कहाँ हुई है? कोई एक एग्जाम्पल ले लो कोई मूवी का, इंग्लिश उसकी शूटिंग पूरी यूएसए में हुई है सपोज. तो कैन द यूएसए से नो, दिस मूवी हैज बीन शूटेड हियर एंड पूरी इनकम हमको दे दो? नो. So it's not taxable. So non-resident coming to Hyderabad, shooting the movie in Ramoji Film City, earning crores of rupees, can he say ये मूवी की इनकम पे इंडिया में टैक्स दो? नो, जस्ट सिर्फ शूटिंग के लिए आप आए हैं इंडिया में. ठीक है, ये सब जरूरत नहीं है पढ़ने की, आप सिर्फ याद रखो. और foreign companies confined to rough diamonds in the SEZ. Nirav Modi has done diamonds business in SEZ in Hyderabad. तो ये are for reading, बस सिर्फ देख लो gist. Business connection means NRI is earning directly through India. If he's doing through agent and agent is a resident, agent doesn't have to pay tax on behalf of the NRI. Okay? Read it. I think so. I'll have to explain once again business connection tomorrow, provided you attend and read and come. This is one of the latest amendment in the residential statement, status and market, very important. Almost like taken from equalization levy. Yeah. I told you, know, someone is making superb YouTube videos from USA. हाँ? कौन वो सिंगर जो इंडिया में आता है ना, क्या नाम है उसका? जस्टिन बीबर और विद्या वॉक्स. Vidya Vox is a very nice female singer from USA, though Indian origin. Now, if she's coming and doing shows in India, is she earning from India? Yes. She has to pay tax? Yes. But she is sitting in USA, shooting videos, uploading in YouTube, and she has lakhs of subscribers from India in the YouTube. And do you know, once you cross that views and subscribers and all, YouTube pays. So Vidya Vox is earning huge through YouTube, but in YouTube there are subscribers from India. तो इंडियन गवर्नमेंट बोलती है हमारी क्या गलती है, आप हवा में इनविजिबल होके इंडिया से इतने करोड़ों रुपए कमा रहे हो, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस लेके, यूट्यूब से ट्रेनिंग देके, कुछ भी करके. So that all is deemed to accrue or arise in India. This is being added since last year, dear students. हाँ? इसको देखो थोड़ा. The word they have used here is significant economic presence. Significant economic presence. Significant economic presence of non-resident in India shall also constitute business connection. Okay? When in respect of goods or services or property carried out by non-resident with any person in India, including provision of download of data or software, aggregate of payment arising from such transaction during the previous year does not exceed 2 crore. So no problem. If it exceeds 2 crore, I want all of you to write example over here. I'll give you very nice homework, and if you cooperate, no, it will be awesome. You will follow tomorrow's class very well, provided you cooperate in the homework. मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा problem select किया. I don't know if you go to the end of this chapter, ना, non-resident. बहुत सारे problems मुझे याद है. 32 problems. And in some problems 2 bit. So please cooperate. ये क्या है? Significance economic presence. मतलब money wise, if aggregate payment arising from such transactions during the year exceed 2 crore. For example, Zoom is getting more than 2 crore business from India. Is he having significant economic presence? Yes. Do they have to pay tax in India? Yes. But if they are already covered in equalization levy and 6%, then all, no problem. Next, systematic and continuous soliciting of business activities in connection with users. Users means subscribers. यहाँ पे लिखो example YouTube. YouTube. So at least number of users should be at least 3 lakhs. अगर आपके YouTube में subscribers 3 lakh हैं और आपने इंडिया से 2 करोड़ से ज्यादा बिजनेस किया है, then you are said to have significant presence in India and you have to pay the tax in India. I think if you remember this for the limits, it will be enough. फिर से एक बार. Significance economic presence of non-resident will constitute as business connection and he will pay tax in India if an NRI is having more than 2 crore payments, which not income, 2 करोड़ से ज्यादा पेमेंट अगर आपने किसी एनआरआई को किए तो वो एनआरआई is said to have deemed significant economic presence in India and he should pay the tax. Second, if you are having more than 3 lakh subscribers, the above transaction shall constitute significant economic presence. Aggregate of such activities entered in India. Non-resident has a residence or place of business in India, or non-resident renders such services in India. कैसे भी where business connection is established by reason of significant only such income as is attributable. हाँ, अगर विद्यावॉक्स की इनकम इंडिया में टैक्सेबल भी हो गई तो विल वर्ल्ड इनकम भी टैक्सेबल फॉर विद्यावॉक्स इन इंडिया? नो. Whatever she has earned in India, she will pay the tax if she has more than 3 lakh subscribers from India or she has received aggregate more than 2 crore business. ठीक है? Right. ये मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी बता दिया एडवर्टाइजमेंट आईपीए पढ़ो. Same like business connection, you can have professional connection also. For example, a London's barrister means lawyer is earning $50,000 from a case which he is fighting from a Delhi-based customer. Is this income taxable in India? Yes. Right. One second. Now what I am reading, I will tell you the gist and it should be clear to all of you. 4 topics I am discussing. पहले ही मैं gist पे ही जा रही हूँ. हो गया. And we are doing some more problems which are very, very easy. Mark this point very important wherever it is in your material. Common points for all. Common points for all. Chalo, let us see. Interest, royalty, fees for technical service. If these 3 are paid by government of India, in India, outside India, it is taxable in India. This is my own way of teaching. इसके ऊपर जो एक पेज मैंने स्किप किया इसी को डिटेल में दिया है, बट पहले ये तो समझ लो. Interest income, royalty income and fees for technical services. If it is paid by government of India, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया पे कर रही है तो वो टैक्सेबल होगा इंडिया में. हाँ. इफ इट इज पेड बाय रेसिडेंट फॉर प्रोजेक्ट और लोन और बिजनेस इन इंडिया, इज इट टैक्सेबल इन इंडिया? यस. इफ इट इज पेड बाय रेसिडेंट फॉर बिजनेस कनेक्शन और प्रोजेक्ट outside India to non-resident, not taxable. इंडिया से आप पेमेंट दे रहे हो, रेसिडेंट पे कर रहा है, बट आप इंटरेस्ट किसको दे रहे हो? नॉन रेसिडेंट. वो भी आपका प्रोजेक्ट कहाँ है? सिंगापुर में. तो व्हाई दैट नॉन रेसिडेंट विल पे द टैक्स? सी, it's not income for me, resident. We have paid income by resident for business connection. We have paid to a non-resident. That too for project outside India. So not taxable in India. Huh. Non-resident is paying interest, royalty or fees for any business connection in India. It's taxable because it's accruing in India. Take your time, check this and tell me, is it clear to all of you or not? Bolo. Clear, easy? No, if you analyze this properly, just look at the way you are going to answer this 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, all questions. 11th is business connection. I'll take it tomorrow. देखो, interest, royalty, fees for technical services. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया पे कर रही है, वर्ल्ड में कहीं पे भी, it is taxable in India. If it is paid by resident for project in India, taxable in India. If it is paid by resident for project outside India, not taxable. If it is paid by non-resident for business connection in India, he's paying interest in India, royalty in India, then it is going to be taxable. Clear? कैपिटल एसेट यू कैन रीड इफ कैपिटल एसेट इज इन. देखो एक बार ये अगर देखना है आपको तो देख लो. I have closed business connection. Fifth problem I'll do tomorrow for business connection. ये देखो. Salaries payable by government of India. It would deem to accrue or arise in India taxable. However, if allowances and perquisites are paid by government outside India, they are exempt under 10(7). Mark it super duper important for MCQ. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से सैलरी अब्रॉड मिल रही है तो क्या है? It is taxable, deemed to accrue and arise in India. But if government of India is paying you allowances and perquisites outside India, it's not taxable. Taxability of income from salary earned in India, taxable. Paid by government of India for services in India, taxable. Allowances, perquisites outside India, exempt. Why salary? Same way dividend. Indian companies paying dividend, it's deemed to accrue in India. अब देखो, interest, royalty, fees for technical. What I gave you common point separately. देखो, interest. Government of India is paying interest, taxable. Person resident in India is paying for money used in India, taxable. Non-resident, when it is payable in respect of any debt incurred or money borrowed and used. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Interest is payable by a non-resident and whatever loan he has taken, he is using it in India. It is taxable. Next, royalty income. Same, government of India pay कर रही है, taxable है. Person resident is paying for project in India, okay, no problem. Person resident paying for project outside India, not taxable. Non-resident paying for project in India, taxable. In India है ना तो सबके लिए taxable है. Same for fees for technical service. Read at home. Now I'm very quickly in another 5 minutes I'll take some questions which you should answer orally and then some homeworks and we'll close. समझ में आया? Read today's topic residential status. How many of you are feeling, ma'am, though it is revision of inter, but थोड़ा अभी और repeat करना पड़ेगा, not very clear. Put me a message, no, I'll know. It's okay. I'll not scold you कि सुने नहीं ध्यान से या late के class attend कर रहे. I to tell every student to sit alert on a table desk and attend these online classes. Clear है अभी तक जो पढ़ाया? Residential status of individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, LLP सब खत्म हो गया. Self residential status of company is left, which we will do tomorrow. C. Joy. Okay, great. I know this is one of the exam feedback. Thank you so much for being honest. That business connection, you need to get more clarity. Absolutely fine. Business connection मैंने best explain किया try करने का. I don't know how many of you are getting. मैं scroll up नहीं कर रही हूँ. But business connection language was like law. As an income tax teacher, it's juggling for me if I start teaching law. Inter में भी एक ऐसा topic था deemed dividend. तभी भी वो law के जैसा है. No problem. I'll explain again tomorrow. But if you read and come, you will get more clarity. चलो. Joy is a citizen of India, employed in Indian Embassy at Tokyo. He receives salary from Government of India. So Government of India paying salary outside India. Taxable है या नहीं? बिल्कुल taxable. He's a non-resident. और perquisite भी मिले हैं उसको. Perquisite outside India. Exempt under 10(7). You can write the answer here only because these problems are very easy. Next, Mr. Peace paid $50,000 to Smile, a management consultant practicing in Sweden, specializing in the project financing. You know, जो project approve करके हमको loan दिलाते हैं बैंक से. The payment was made in Sweden. मिस्टर पीस ने मिस्टर स्माइल को पेमेंट किया स्वीडन में. Who is Mr. Smile? Non-resident. And the consultancy is related to a project in India. Is this payment chargeable to tax in India in the hands of Mr. Smile? क्या पता? I want the answer from you. I will not teach. Yes. Very simple question. We are paying consultancy to an NRI. Smile. But it is for a project in India. Is it taxable in India? Yes. Taxable. अभी आपको लास्ट टेबल पढ़ाया ना, एनआरआई का प्रोजेक्ट अगर इंडिया में है तो बिल्कुल टैक्सेबल. सो दिस इंजीनियरिंग कंपनी बेस्ड सिंगापुर बेस्ड है एंड नॉन रेसिडेंट advise the taxability of these income. Government of India is paying them salary. Government of India salary कहीं पे भी दो, is it taxable or not? Yes. चेन्नई कंपनी पेइंग 12 लाख रुपीस. किसको? सिंगापुर वाली कंपनी को. Who is the recipient? Singapore company and non-resident. So we are paying 12 lakh rupees for import of drawings and design for use in Malaysia. Not taxable. Double triple taxation नहीं होना है. Chennai based company is paying 12 lakh rupees to an NRI for his project in Malaysia. तो इनकम किसके लिए है? NRI के लिए. प्रोजेक्ट कहाँ है? इंडिया के बाहर. Why the NRI should pay the tax in India? So it is not taxable. Followed. Last, South Korean company paid 5 lakh for use of technical know-how in South Korea. Not taxable. You are paying tax in your own country and 750 for formula in India. Taxable. Very simple questions are there, 9th and 10th, and that is homework for today. This I will take up. 9th and 10th is homework. So check up this concept. Once again, I will tell you the gist of the last half an hour. See, if we are making payment, Government of India is making payment to anyone in the world, that income is taxable in India. Now, resident is making payment to non-resident for a project in India, taxable. Resident making payment to non-resident for his project outside India. तो ये इनकम किसके लिए है? नॉन रेसिडेंट के लिए. तो व्हाई शुड ही पे द टैक्स इन इंडिया ना? ठीक है. थर्ड, नॉन रेसिडेंट coming to India, okay, and he is generating income from India for a project which is from India. Will it be taxable in India? Yes. Non-resident giving payment to another non-resident for project outside India, not taxable. So just read it 2-3 times. Forget about individual points. I gave you the common points. If that also you remember, it's more than enough for today. So once again, I started with residential status of individual. I emphasized a lot on 120 days wala or deemed resident wala. And then we have seen residential status of HUF, AOP, basic condition additional. Then we saw business connection. And then we have solved these problems. Yeah, I also taught you that table. वो टेबल के लिए मैंने एक भी प्रॉब्लम इंक्लूड नहीं किया. यू रिमेंबर इंटर में सॉल्व करते थे ट्रिपल कॉलम, रेसिडेंट एंड ऑर्डिनरी रेसिडेंट, व्हाट विल बी द टैक्सेबल इनकम. But just know the table. That's all for today's class. And we will continue residential status tomorrow being Friday. Classes there. One day is enough for you to study appeals and revisions. And I'm appealing to all of you, prepare karo, रिविजन वीडियोस देखो, बार बार देखो. मैंने बिजनेस रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग के लिए यूट्यूब में भी एक रिविजन वीडियो डाला है जिस्ट का. बट आई एम सेइंग यूट्यूब वीडियो से सिर्फ रिलाई नहीं करना. दे आर वेरी गुड फॉर रिविजन and repetition. For learning the concepts, you need to watch the video. Next week, we'll be having exam only for DTAA. Thank you. That's all for today. Bye-bye, all of you. Thank you. Thank you.